All right. Morning, brass talk. So I hadn't showered this morning yet. It's Saturday. I'm still out here drinking coffee in the shop, going over these plans, trying to do some bidding, and man, I had a fucking realization last night as to where I'm really at in this fucking game. You know, I'm trying to think, how well is my company doing? How am I doing? And good fuck, I am far away. So I'm looking into buying estimating software. I talked about that before. And I'm watching all these videos on YouTube, which, love YouTube, trying to learn about this shit. And I start coming across videos from real estimators, guys who work for bigger pretty big companies who only in the office doing estimating and bidding, and seeing their quotes, their proposals, their estimates, their takeoffs, the way they coordinate these jobs. And fuck, dude, I am bush league as shit, man. I mean, bush league as shit. I am literally just fucking winging it, and it is my estimates are to do the shit on the plans is this much. And for me to get to where I want to go, there's levels to this, is what I'm learning. And I am definitely doing, I'm king of the white trash redneck level. I'm doing fucking great on that level. But if I even want to go up to the fucking middle class level of fucking construction, I have got a lot to learn. So, I'm seeing where I've done good, because I'm only 6 months into this shit, and barely even not even 6 months yet. But good God, my company is not even close to what these other guys are doing. Not even fucking close, man. I mean, their takeoffs and their bids, they can break it all down in such a way that I feel like they're gonna be selling it for more than I sell it, and they can defend it and present it in such a way. And there's so much work that goes into their estimates, where mine is just kind of wing it, and it's got me nervous. It's got me uncomfortable, but that's kind of been my whole thing with this, is I want to, every time I've hired people, it's made me really uncomfortable. And every time I've hired people, I've made more money, and every time I've taken on bigger jobs than what I've done before, it's made me really uncomfortable. And, everything worked out, and I managed to pull this shit off. But now we're getting into the part where it's okay, because I did all that. That's what I've been doing my whole career, is what I've been doing with my company. It's just finding a way to get a lot of work and do a really good job at doing that work and making good money at doing that work. But now it's coming to shit or get off the pot time. All right, do you want to just be some fucking, still live in your box house and not really grow this fucking business up and just kind of keep winging it? I mean, everybody's making good money, right? But I'm not building that foundation. I don't the way things are going right now. I don't see us having a real nice shop with a good office area where I have fucking dorky dudes in the office and fucking khakis typing bids up and shit. I need, if I want to grow, to be, my goal is to be a $20 million a year company doing construction. That's my goal. And before last night, that kind of, it seemed attainable, because I'm hey, look at this path I'm on, right? But like I said, there's levels to this shit. And so it's oh yeah, you're doing great on fucking step one, and now I'm going to plateau, because if I don't, not because, I will plateau if I don't make adjustments in the way that I think, in the way that, I can't be just a dude anymore. I gotta be, I gotta actually learn how to use all this computer shit. There's a really good YouTuber named Romantic, who, he's fucking awesome. You guys have probably seen his videos. He's in Florida now, but he used to live right down the fucking road from me. And he was the first guy that took an interest in my YouTube channel. I had fucking 12 views, and he was hey man, I think you're funny, let me help you. And he was really cool to me. He's probably gonna watch this the shit out of Ro. Well, he brought me a computer, because I've never had a computer before. We have one now in my office, but it's my wife's, I don't know how to use that shit. And I've never had a computer. I never had one growing up. I never used them. I can't type. It's not my shit. Anytime I'm using a computer, I feel like I'm staring at a wall. Even though I'm looking at a computer, I literally feel like I'm sitting in a chair looking at a wall. It bores the fuck out of me. It makes me fall. It's like tranquilizer. Hate computers. But I can't go one more fucking step if I don't turn into Mr. fucking computer. Like, I'm watching how to use all this software. I watched like 6 demos for how you use this estimating software that every company uses, because like they don't use the same software, but they use the same MCAA labor units and shit, and like they're like the same kind of, like it's like basically it's all like a spreadsheet, you know. This fitting takes this many labor units, and then you can like add like contingencies because, you know, tight space with too many guys, overtime hours, you know, dust and contaminants that you got to handle, different types of shit like that. You can like adjust your price based off that. And all these companies are using basically they all have their own different softwares more or less, but they all have a spreadsheet on these labor units and contingencies that like affect, you know, what percentage you need to add to that because of the difficulty of the workspace. And so it's brilliant shit, and these guys can do their takeoffs quick, and they can, you know, they can get a set of prints, and in a day, you know, less than a day, they can get a full takeoff to the fucking their vendors. They can get a full fixture count and list to their vendors. They can get it's easier shit for them to get some. You can basically get submittals from the software. The software's got like 250,000 fucking items in there, and so like in a day they're able to put together these packages that like everybody else is doing, and I'm over here sending my fucking, I was like, oh, well, I've got this software that lets me send a quote with my letterhead on it, basically, and I just send like an email where you open a PDF and it's just an invoice with my logo, and it's like, yeah, I'll do this work for you, and it's bullshit. So now that I'm, you know, it's really time for me to kind of step up, and like I said, I kept kind of making myself uncomfortable, but not really, right, because I know I'm fucking sick with the plumbing, right, like I'm stupid good at this shit, and like I every time I meet somebody, I don't have that like awkward get to know you phase. Like when I meet someone, it's like I've known you my whole life. I don't have that. I don't have to get to know somebody because I'm a genuine person. I don't have to ever be anything else. And so that really is good on the field. But now it's time for, you know, systemizing and making this real, and not just fucking me dicking around trying to make a good check, you know. So I don't know. There's levels to this, and I am definitely on level 1, boys. But you know, I do want to end this video just by saying, like, it's ridiculous how nice people are to me on this channel. Like, almost never does anyone ever say anything mean, and that blows me away. Like, whenever I first started making videos, like one of the things that made me want to make the videos is I was like, well, people are gonna be talking mad shit, and that cracks me up. I love being roasted. I'm one of those dudes, like, if you like, the only way my wife can make me fucking laugh is she, like, you know, calls me fat or talks about my bald spot and shit. It just fucking cracks me up. I love it. And no one ever hates on me. I thought that was gonna be part of it, but everybody's been like overwhelmingly nice to me, man. And like, you guys have been really fucking cool. And like, I nearly quit doing this shit like 4 or 5 times. And I don't know, man. Just the support I've got has been that's been the most shocking thing about this YouTube channel. So you guys have been really fucking good to me, man. And I don't put on no airs. I don't ever fucking lie. I don't fucking try to do no clickbait shit. You know, I think a lot of people understand what I'm, you know, I do think I'm doing something cool because I can't read, and I'm fucking starting, you know, my company's now like a $2 million a year company already. More than $500,000 a year in payroll. And everybody working for me is making the most money they've ever made in their life, literally. Like, so it's a cool thing what I'm doing. I think it is worth making videos about, you know, and letting y'all know what I learn and like what happens to me along the way. And but the support's been fucking unreal, man. Bye, YouTube. It's a fucking long one.